Well, all right. Well, in other news, TPain was trending today. TPain and Usher were trending today because TPain let us in on, I don't know where it came from, but
there's a documentary
there's
on
a little documentary.
Netflix.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play a little piece of the documentary of what started this talking point.
Take one.
I heard a story about you and Usher on an airplane.
We was actually going to the 2013 BET Awards, and we were all in first class. And I went to sleep. I was awakened by the flight attendant. She said, "Usher would like to talk to you in the back." So I got up and went back, and it was like, how's everything going? Quick small talk, no big deal. And he was like, "Man, I want to tell you something, man." I was like, what's good? I thought he was about to tell me something real. He sounded real concerned. He was like, "Man, you kind of fucked up music." I didn't understand. Usher was my friend. He was like, "Nah, man, you really fucked up music for real singers." Literally at that point, I couldn't listen. Is he right? Did I fuck this up? Did I fuck up music? And that is the very moment. And I don't even think I realized this for a long time. That's the very moment that started like a 4-year depression for me.
The documentary is called "This Is Pop." It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Be honest, if we'll be doing the mature thing, why did you both laugh simultaneously?
Do you know why? Yeah. No, I was laughing.
Look at you.
Do you know what? I want to have a proper discussion about this.
Okay, but let's get the nonsense out of the way first.
Let's get the nonsense out of the way. Yeah. How it was like packaged with the music, the heavy sigh, the suspense,
him and Usher,
and it was like Usher was my friend.
Do you not care about men's mental health? Look at you.
yeah, I do. But before I go off, does anyone have an opinion on what he just said?
I'd want to hear Usher's side, because when I hear man say you fucked up music, it could be like you was dominating so much the rest of us couldn't eat. Like, it's mad to me that someone sent a flight attendant to wake you up.
Yeah, that's mad.
For me just to basically say to you, for me to shit on you.
Do you know how presidential you must be, to get the flight attendant to wake up another Donny in first class
TPain,
to come to the back?
They all waited like the BET Hip Hop Awards. This is like a celebratory moment. Like, this when we go and flex. And Usher here, Listener's Choice Award, British Podcast Awards.
Yeah.
Please vote for us.
Come on.
I'll put it in the description again.
And if I put you back to the side and be like, "Hey, Fols, I got something to say to you, bro."
Yeah, you kill podcasts.
And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm killing these niggas." I want to know what had transpired in it.
Yeah.
It's not me trying to shoot Usher some bail, but with something like that, I need to hear his side. But what happened?
Do you know what? Yeah, I was thinking about this properly because the soundbite is like Usher said that you killed music.
Yeah,
but then he goes on to say that you fucked it up for real singers.
Yeah.
So then I started to think, I get what he may be trying to say, but he said it in the wrong way, and you shouldn't point at TPain for doing what he does. For me, TPain was like one of the most gifted at that time period, because he kind of like he brought back a sound that was already there, but like, you know how like, they say like COVID has like, these different like variants and that. He like, if you look at like from a technical standpoint, using auto-tune,
go on.
What TPain does is different to everyone else.
He used auto-tune a lot differently than a lot of people, because like I said, auto-tune is not new.
Auto-tune is not new.
It's a program on there, isn't it? On
and there's different
Various.
Yeah, various to the to auto tuning, and how he harmonizes, how he layers his vocals using auto tune was something that felt new, even though it wasn't. But his impact was clear. That's why everyone wanted to work with him. So when Usher's saying that, yeah, like, don't look at me because I'm doing it well. Everyone else that's trying to replicate my sound ain't doing it as well. So you need to look at yourself at this point. Like, not many artists are going to hold themselves accountable because they couldn't do it as well.
And my thing with that though is, even if I hear Usher, that shouldn't be your worry, bro. Like, you're icon at that point. You've already had confessions out. Like, you've done your thing already. Where you are in terms of the mountain, like, even if we're having a conversation about real singers, you've achieved stuff like even like people ain't gonna touch in it. So you shouldn't even be having those issues. You know, like when Jay-Z made like Death of Autotune and stuff, which was, I don't know why or how TPain become hip hop's punching bag, whatever. But even for a Jay-Z at that point, even if it was kind of getting stale and you're not in that conversation because you're here.
Yeah.
When you put stuff out, you're going to be fine regardless, innit? Yeah. You're part of the machine, you're well connected, and you're an amazing rapper. I think like those things always were a bit weird for me. Why was, like, I'm trying to think now, why was Donny
Do you know what
the guy to go to? Is it because he's at the time was the face of autotune?
At the same time, there's like in music, there's snobbery in music.
Oh, you would come on.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of times people say something's not a real something. Do you know what I mean? Because of whether it's true to what they think the art should be.
Yeah.
People do always. I've said that before about.
Yeah. You're not a real MC.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, about particular things. Sometimes it comes from your own personal standpoint. Sometimes it's what the norm is at that time. Do you get me? And sometimes people think that they're doing a justice to it, but ultimately, it's all creativity in it and expression in it. And as soon as I heard that clip, when I got past the hilarity of it, I knew exactly what he was implying. So when you've gone to further expand on the point, saying he was saying that, I knew he was going to say that because I could understand where that would be coming from. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't mean that I agree with it, but I feel like even though these are, because that would be heartbreaking for TPain. Yeah, I can assume he was an Usher fan even before they were Bridgens. Yeah, do you get me? But at the same time, even if you are at the top of wherever it may be, you can still have your opinions on it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like just because if you're the man in whatever it is, or the guy or the person or whatever it may be,
you might be seeing a trend that you feel is probably gonna hurt your art form. But my thing with that is, okay, cool, even if that was all that's true, whatever, even though you're a don in that space, let's take my point away a little bit. What do you think he's gonna do with that? What are you wanting to do with that information? So I'll pull you aside to say you fucked up music. So what do you want me to do now? Stop using autotune? Stop doing what's working for me? I'm feeding my family, I'm successful. Like, it's clearly a wave. And the funny thing is, all these guys dissed it. We get Lil Wayne, How to Love. I'm just trying to think of like autotune. Like, we've got 808s and Heartbreaks with Kanye West. And he even said on like another clip I saw that Scott Storch told him not to use a certain whatever it was, and he ends up using it anyway. Like,
TPain is like, I think he's an artist like 101. I think he's one of those that I think he inspired a generation like of that time period. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if you look at TPain's first 3 albums, Rapper Turned Singer, Epiphany, and Free Rings
was called.
Fam, like, for me, like, it's a
very strong run, you know.
He had an amazing run, and the hooks that he was supplying for everyone, bro. Like, you cannot denounce it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what he's brought to the game, I just think that, like, if people have a problem, or if artists at that time, you can have your opinion. I'm not jumping on Usher for having his opinion. I just think that it was wrong to kind of like go to TPain and tell him that.
Do you know what? Yes and no. Because see me, if I think that, I have to tell you.
I hear you.
Especially if you're my bridging. Because I don't want to have that feeling. Not that it doesn't necessarily mean it's constructive for you. Yeah. But if I have a feeling that I'm not gonna say it's a negative thing, but it's an opinion that I have that's very contrasting to what you believe or how you move or how you operate. Yeah. I'd rather have that in the open so you know my stance.
So if I'm at the hip hop awards now and I don't shout you out on stage, or when I'm on the red carpet I don't stand next to you, you need to know why my energy shifted a little bit.
I think transparency with relationships, especially like that's a personal and business working relationship.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
In 2013, I would go off to say that it probably would have benefited Usher if he had worked with T-Pain.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
so,
It definitely would have benefited him at the time.
yeah, because that was a time when he was doing a lot of the Europop stuff with David Guetta.
Is that a good rebuttal? Because I saw people saying that a lot online.
I don't think I don't subscribe to that rebuttal.
Like
Do you know what I'm saying?
you're going at my man for doing auto-tune, in your words, fucking up music, but you was over here with David Guetta doing unz music, as they would say.
It's just not music
How'd
to
you
your
spell
preference because that music was still like he was still successful doing that.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like if you're an Usher fan, you'll listen to the album. You'll probably have like 2 of them songs.
Yeah.
But they were the singles, but then the rest was like R&B.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it was just like you got to hold like other artists accountable for thinking that way, like thinking that another artist have come with a different sound and is successful and everyone's gravitating towards that sound. It's clearly not fucking up music or fucking it up for real singers. Because if you want to sing, you can really sing. You don't have to use autotune.
And I do get that. But then there also is the debate of, but once the sound's in, you can get drowned out if you're a particular way. Do you know what I'm
And I
saying?
like that. Can we go there with that? Because whilst we're here, does anyone got any opinions on what kind of has kind of, because we like always have that conversation, especially in the UK, about R&B and stuff. What has kind of held back or messed up that style of music? I feel it's been the singy, songy rap stuff is kind of drowned out more than anything. Not necessarily the auto-tune, like
So
the fact that like a lot
Future?
of singers, Future degree, but like, okay, cool. Like everyone knows me, unashamed, 50's my goat. Don't he stop getting the R&B singers on the song? He started singing the hook himself.
Yeah.
Guys started doing that themselves. Because there was that like kind of healthy marriage where like you'd have the R&B singer, you'd have the rapper, you know, and vice on each other's songs.
It's a weird conversation because as much as I can understand it, at the same time, if you say, right, if you're doing this, you should be doing that, it kind of goes completely against the idea of what you're supposed to be as an artist. Because at the end of the day, you're a creative.
Of course.
Do you see what I'm saying? So for man to now police your creativity, that's nuts. Because it's like, what are you talking about? I can do whatever I want. The degree of how good I am at it may change on a technical level, but if it's received, innit? So you fall into that space of, if something isn't traditionally right, is it now wrong? But then if we go back
do you know what? As a creative, if I'm going to go in a studio and I have a session with someone that is doing vocal arrangement, who's producing the tracks, who's songwriting, to another person that, you know, may just come into the studio and just sings. You've got an amazing voice. You've made amazing records in the past, but like you're just the person that just sings.
Don't say it like that. Just sings.
Nah, I hear it though. I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like the creative process, like you're looking at TPain that does all of them things. Like if you listen to like how Chris Brown harmonizes today, I think it's because of TPain. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Because ultimately, everyone's sound was very different. Like the kind of staple sound of R&B singers now,
there's a form of autotune that they all kind of use
and
today.
They're even a small degree, and you can hear it.
And that's from his school. Like that's the TPain lineage.
And the matter thing about it is, if you listen to even older song, you actually start realizing a lot of our like favorites, they've all used autotune. Like there's something on there, and you hear it a lot as well when you're watching. Obviously, in the modern era, a lot of your game shows like your Pop Idols, your American Idols, your X Factor, whatever. You can actually hear the autotune live. Like it's there.
Yeah, no, but that kind of leads towards maybe Usher's point, because you've made it now cool.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
And so mainstream that in a space where people are meant to just be judged of like the ability to sing, you've now got the added instrument. So
but then
is that the equivalent of like a boom bapper, like just looking down on the new wave?
Yeah, I think
of course.
I think massively.
Just from like a vocal perspective.
Yeah, I think massively you're gonna be like, how come? But then like again, it becomes now you're now policing people's creativity. And then if we look at the foundation of the genres that we're kind of speaking of, which would be or the modern, like the hip hop whole culture and everything like that, which is a sample based fucking genre. There was a time that was looked at as that's not real music.
We'd have Kanye West, because
you see what I'm saying, like even prior Kanye, do you know what I mean? Because hip hop is massively sample based. You get me?
Yeah.
So then you can say them old jazz heads and that
They love
doing
a
their
Simone
thing,
sample.
they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah, but you lot aren't really making records. You are just taking shit that we've done and
Yeah, flipping
so
it.
how is that real? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's always these opinions going around.
What's mad though is, whilst you're saying that, yeah, I am getting that to that stage a little bit with my man, Hitmaker, Young
Right.
Berg, where like, bro, you just can't keep flipping these old
Yeah,
songs
yeah.
and classics as well.
And I was gonna say that.
Wale's got a song like they're cool, and they're not gonna be not cool because we like the original, innit? And you've already got the template, the format. You just got to punch in your 16
Yeah.
here or sing this hook
But
and
I'll
that.
say something to you just in response to that. It's sometimes you have to get who people are making music for. For
Of
example,
course.
so like, and this might even change your viewpoint on it. You might hear someone take a classic to you,
Yeah.
and flip it, and you're like, bro, they didn't even do much to it. And now you're thinking this song didn't even bang like the old one. But you see, to the new ears, to whatever they've heard, they haven't heard the original. They
Yeah.
think this is the fucking best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
So sometimes producers are like, my generation or this generation didn't get to experience whatever that song is. I want to bring that to now. Because how many times have we heard tunes that have been sampled from a tune from the 50s?
Yeah.
Then we hear that and we're like, that slaps. We didn't even know.
No,
that.
but the thing is,
where
you see what I'm saying?
those people where like want to go and look. So that there for me is asterisk where it's like that younger generation, not to be like an age whatever. I don't genuinely believe a lot of them they're trying to find out, okay, where's this come from? You know, like we were reading CD covers, like we want to know who produced, want to know certain things. And it's like, if they just get the banger, they just get the banger. So and my only issue is now that banger is viewed as the original.
No,
Yeah,
but
I think-
that's happened to us, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's
No, but
happened
we're
to
having
us,
a
bro.
gripe here with like songs that are being sampled from the early 2000s. We're at that time now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so we're growing up on like, let's say, like you just gave an example, the new Wale song featuring Chris Brown. It samples "I Need a Girl" Part 1. Yeah,
Bro, that's our time period.
I Need a Girl.
That's fair.
The actual song. You're thinking about like, you know, the production that was created. Like, yeah, we loved it. The hook was amazing. Now, us being older and listening back to that sample, and you're thinking, but we're here now. This is like they're starting to sample a lot of the songs from the early 2000s.
All right, I'll watch it. I'll flip it. You see, in the 90s when we was all youths and that, yeah,
Yeah.
bruv, the amount of music that was being sampled from the 80s, only like 7 years prior, 8 years
Yeah.
prior,
Yeah.
massive. But we just weren't there for it. So we're hearing
Yeah.
tunes that were like, this slaps. But our parents were be like, bro, the fucking idiot. I was dancing to that just before you were born. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you got it.
It's the same kind of.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
It's the same premise. Like, it's
Yeah.
just recycling a part of, like, you know, when we were younger to where we are now, and we're just hearing it a lot more. But I think what we want is for it to be done well,
Of course.
executed well, because like sometimes,
But to our standard though, and remember, it's not
and I think this is what Fols is trying to say with like Hitmaker. Yeah, yes, I get what you're trying to do, and you know, in some parts he's doing it well, but then some it just seems lazy.
So what's the is it My Tide, the Jeremiah anti-dollar sign?
Yeah.
There's one song with them and French Montana.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now even what I'm saying, the Wale and the example Chris Brown, I don't overly love it, but there's a Trey Songz and Summer Walker that didn't come out too long ago.
Yeah.
There's times it's done well, innit?
Yeah.
One thing is always a danger when you touch the classic. So there's a danger that you don't live up to the hype, one, but there's also an ease where like it's familiar, we already like the original, so you're kind of like you're getting to the finish line a lot quicker, innit?
And the thing is
Like,
that with
that's
that,
what it really is. And I'm not mad at it because everyone's got to pay their bills. It's a guy that was like in our era growing up, and that Donnie was losing his chain, Transformer chain. He was a joke of the community. And now he's managed to like flip it where like he's the guy that's got all the bangers. He's an executive now and stuff. Like, I'm happy for him. Don't get me wrong, but at a certain point, same thing maybe with Usher saying maybe like the thing starts becoming a trend too much. I do still want to hear some originality. And with what you're saying, maybe I've got to go and do some digging and think, some of the stuff when I grew up on actually wasn't original.
Bro,
maybe it come from something else.
If you listen to fucking 50s album,
a lot. Work.
If you go through what's been sampled, I'm sure you're gonna find.
especially
Dre,
ma-
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
especially the Massacre. A lot of the stuff was sampled on there.
And that's
It's
just
a lot of
why.
stuff from the funk era, like when they were playing on vocals and stuff like.
Yeah.
And that's what Dr. Dre come off with. Don't they have a perm back in it? So when you start doing the history and that, I get it, innit? It's just maybe it's a quality control thing at times. You know, like it's something you can just get a little bit jaded, innit? So
I just think he was speaking from a vocalist perspective about and this is why he pinpointed out real singers when he said that, because that's the school that he comes from.
Of course.
He had to he had to go in the studio and really sing his ass off, and you know, having to deal with him being a child star, having to deal with puberty, your voice changing, then becoming a superstar by just purely singing and getting on the live stage show, singing, serenading all these women. Like he might have just been talking from a pure R&B element, but obviously like we need to hear like Usher clarify that.
Yeah.
But I think when it was doing the rounds on social media, people were talking about why is TPain, you know, the punching bag of the industry. It's only because of DOA, and it's unfortunate because DOA was kind of like a shot at the rappers trying to do the TPain. He was like, you lot are TPaining too much. It's not apply at TPain. It was the message was
but
just
TPain still got a hit for that though.
Yeah, he got hated for it.
And that's where
auto-tune. He wore auto-tune on his back. So when you hear a song called Death of Auto-Tune, it's gonna do that.
And that's where sometimes Jay, obviously now we're in his space, he's a little bit different, mature.
Yeah.
I think it would have been good for him to clarify that. If someone's got an interview or a soundbite that I've missed, fair, send it in, let me hear it.
Yeah.
But clarify that a little bit better. Because
I think
like
he did clarify it.
The future line, like you can take stuff as shots, innit? You have a right to maybe feel away, because even with that, like you've got the Death of Auto-Tune, you've got this example. I remember watching an interview and he was talking about like in his heyday doing a lot of features and stuff and working with people not really charging, but when it was like he was in his downward spiral and needed help, people were hitting him with mad prices and stuff. So I don't know if there's been a misstep in how he navigated the industry. Obviously you don't know how to work in this space, you're new. Maybe Donny wasn't handling his, I don't know, I don't want to put stuff on it, but maybe he wasn't handling his business right, or his character, maybe he wasn't demanding stuff he should have. Maybe he thought he was trusting people too much.
Who's that, TPain?
Yeah, maybe he was trusting people. Maybe he was just there for the vibes, and like
I said,
when you're there for the ride and you're enjoying, you're in the moment, you don't maybe realize that I should navigate this space a bit better, because I just don't understand. Like, even though if you push the conversation a bit more forward, Donny said that was the start of his depression.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like I said earlier, like TPain just struck me as a person that just wanted to be in a studio and make music.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't necessarily like on the same path as Akon, because obviously Akon brought him into the game. TPain could have went on. Obviously, he had his own Nappy Boy records, but you didn't see, you know, that.
Yeah.
You just saw TPain, and you know he's starting to make a comeback. A lot of people are. You know, I think it was a month ago where he was like, right, he didn't even notice the request parts in his IG because loads of artists were hitting him up.
That's so cute.
And they thought that he was airing, but he just didn't realize that, like, man's got 100 requests. So you're probably going to hear a lot more music from TPain.
He's in the podcast space now, you know.
Yeah.
He's got a podcast coming out called Nappy Boy Radio.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to hear and see a lot more of him as well. So
he's got a tune out with Kalani at the moment. It slaps.
Okay.
It samples "Buy You a Drink," but it's not corny.
I remember you were saying to me,
yeah, it's not corny. It's dope still.
Yeah.
So but yeah, man, this is like a no slander zone for TPain for me personally.
He's someone that I would love them to have like a show in London. What venue could we use? Like how much does Brixton hold?
5K.
Yeah,
you can do that. It's
I like
it takes
to
a lot. It takes a lot to sell out that.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? But
okay, Coco Camden.
No, I'm just speaking from because some people may see that 5K is small, but it takes a lot to
5K,
bro, man.
Bro, we had a certain number of our live shows. I was
to get people to come out and watch you and stuff. Like Chopped and Screwed, bro. Like that is one of the best songs of that time period.
Yeah.
Period. Like technically, it's mad, bro.
Oh, it's mental,
bro. Like how that shit was composed.
It was a genius song.
Yeah, genius.
I want to hear "I'm in Love with Stripper" live.
Yeah, just not the remix because it's got certain Donnies on there still.
Donny fucks up bare good moments, bro.
You're ruining
bro.
it.
Bro, like from the moment I heard TPain, his first album, I'm Sprung, bro. Like Choice FM, them days,
I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I first heard that, I was in Bush Halls in a rave, and and I heard
grabbed the sweet
that
one, innit?
808, bro. It's just right there. I
Bro,
said,
that
what song is
808.
It was, but it sounded so fresh in my ears, bro.
Donnies that were like acting like they've never been hit by like Cupid before. Everybody was suddenly, I'm sprung.
Bro.
Fam, I was like, what's this?
It was a new sound. Yeah.
I'm in Love with a Stripper came out. Studio Love. I'm like, yo, what, fam? I'm like, what is this Donny on?
Yeah.
He had a great run. Those 3 albums, bro. I'm telling
It's
you.
heartbreaking to hear how you feel about everything, but
It's probably why like you didn't hear from him for quite a while.
bro, if your brand is auto-tune and Jay-Z makes death of auto-tune,
And then you got Usher, like that's telling you that on the
Hey,
flight,
yeah, you can.
on the way to an award show, you're thinking
you're probably gonna
that's-
win something as well.
Yeah,
You think I won't pull the handbrake on the plane? You lot are crazy. What? Hey, spin this coupe.
his impact was crazy, bro. He made Kiss Kiss with Chris Brown.
They want that lovey-dovey.
Come
That
on,
video's cold as well.
Cold, man. So salute to TPain, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, this is definitely a TPain stand account over here, man.
TPain stan account,
Yeah.
bruv. Man gave Shorty to plies.
Shawty.
That was a big tune, fam.
Bro.
That used to be my ringtone for certain.
Yeah, yeah. You
No, but
could-
But
yeah,
yeah. You know the situation,
Yeah.
innit? Like,
Yeah.
bruv,
It's all coming out now,
bruv, and you know, bro, and the
I
thing
see-
is,
see me.
bro, girls, do you know how girls like gravitated towards that chorus, to the bars of that chorus?
Oh, bro.
Even though I'm not your man, you're not my girl, but I'm gonna call you mine.
Shawty. Yeah.
Crush out.
Yes, man. He gave Khaled a lot of hooks as well,
Bro, he done his thing, bro. Like through and through.
through and through, man. Like respect to T-Pain still.
Yeah, we salute him over here.
I'm always someone I like the underdog. I want some of them to come back in it, or at least have that moment. It doesn't necessarily, we can pick whatever venue it is. Just have that like full on appreciation, and like I don't want them to go outside and feel like people don't love them. Same with like obviously different example because she had health issues or whatever. Like Missy Elliott, I see her always so humbled when like the younger generation big her up.
Yeah.
She gave Bree Runway a feature as well. I want her to have like a show in London. We're
Her show would go mad.
We're coming out in full force,
There
bro.
were
mad.
someone made a mock-up of verses for Missy Elliott, but against herself. Missy Elliott
It's cold,
versus
bro.
Misdemeanor.
That's dope.
So like rapper,
yeah, that would be dope.
Missy Elliott versus like the singer-songwriter.
And that's an opportunity to really sell. You know, you keep saying, "Oh, give people their flowers." That's an opportunity to like, for you're getting special treatment. We're setting this up for you. For us, everyone has to tune in.
Yeah.
Make it a moment.
Yeah, a moment, bro. Like, and if you know the hypothetical verses against Busta was to happen, they need to include visuals as well.
Wait, who? What?
People are calling, who should Missy face? And you know,
Busta's a great shout.
Busta. A lot of people were saying Busta. They need to include visuals in that verses as well.
Okay, but I think she'd spin him personally. I do think so. And I love Bust.
Spin?
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a strong statement.
No,
Do you
it
know
is,
why?
but
Because she's got other elements to pick from that Busta doesn't.
yeah, bro. Her thing's too broad.
Because she can do
thing's
the
too
hip hop
broad.
thing, and she can also do the R&B thing. She can pluck stuff,
but
Aaliyah
is
stuff.
Is her hip hop? Oh, sorry.
She can pluck Aaliyah stuff.
But then her
Okay,
hip
yeah,
hop
fair
thing,
enough.
toe to toe with Busta's hip hop thing.
Yeah. It's
So
peak.
remember, Busta's a general like
Nah, I'm not disregarding him, but I'm looking at it
Dreadlock
from,
Busta.
from the
Mariah Carey Busta.
I'm saying it's I think how broad, like the spectrum she can pick from, like
Yeah,
as well as saying, bro.
yeah.
I think that makes it too difficult for anyone to really go against. Do you see what I'm saying? Not that it's not impossible, but I don't think Busta's the guy to do that.
Okay,
Like,
so if Busta wasn't, who would you like? Her against herself? Then is that vibe?
no, I'm not sure who, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't have picked Busta. I wouldn't have.
I thought that was a really good shot, like a
It
good
was.
fight. That
It
for me,
was. I think it is because of.
I don't see why. I need you to actually break down to me, 'cause I can't see why.
animated, the visuals, the bangers. They both span different generations as well.
If you look at, I think what they did best, they were able to, the marriage between their visuals and the actual song made so much sense. Yeah, you could only have this video to
Do you
this
know
type of song.
Okay, I think my brain's solely on the sound and the music they made,
Yeah.
because I'm not incorporating the visual when you lot said it before.
I
So
think
like-
you look
so
at
like-
making it a moment.
Even like with the bounce that they both have on their own songs.
True, I hear that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it it gives you that.
You're gonna move your shoulders, bro. You need these ones.
Yeah, no.
You're
That
going
exact
to,
move
bro.
as well.
Yeah, you're going to, bro.
Yeah, they both have that in it. Like, yeah, that would be exciting for me. That's something that I will actually tune into.
Yeah.
You know, so but yeah.
Shouts out to the underdogs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.